Dear Dre Melton, always #1. Simplify, my brother, simplify. Venice Talaferro, always a first top 5 there. Sharon Armstrong, how you doing? Siobhan Armstrong, excuse me, Lucy Warren, Yvonne Marsh, Desiree Chisholm, Karima Ankoy, got the regulars, Colette Moses, Andres Rodriguez, how are you? Carla Henry, Edurl Vaughn, Rose Phoebus, Adelia McElroy holding it down over there. Dana Jackson, Michelle Tucker, Terry Hurd, Renee Holman, Sandra Gilchrist, Sandra D, Linda Shelton Brown, Arian Clark, how are you? Minity, Shayna, Chocolate, Lonnie Smalls, Sharon Tompkins, Ida Williams, Julia Barron. How's everybody? Tonya Smith, Brenda Yvette Brown, Wanda Ralph Harrison. Rain on me. Pamela Boykin Jones, I need a little rain today, y'all. Jewel Daniels, how you doing, Jewel? Lori Jackson Betts, how you doing? Monica Green. Yeah, you gotta be faster. They jump on there quick, Monica. Gwen Smith Stokes, Nikki Barnes, Christine Denise Williams, Alicia Munoz, Tawana Johnson, how you doing? Mary Moody Harris, shout out to East Orange. Chris Evans, Tamika Darden, peace and love. Vanessa Davis, thank you. Thank you for that, Chris, appreciate you. Trevor Silver, Reese Purefoy, Sharonda McLean, how you doing? Hissary, Khan Neferah, how you doing? Peace, peace, peace. Sharonda Smalls, Kathy Doughton, All Politics and Local, WRNU Radio, Renee Holman, Key Ward, Lorraine Boyd, Cynthia Walcott, Karima Norman, how are you? Siobhan Armstrong, gotta get up there quick. Leslie Satterfield, Teresita, that's right. Ernest Pugh, rain on us. Zuma Guzman, we need a little rain on us, a little spiritual rain right now. Rose Phoebus, Tiffany Jackson, Chubb Taylor. What's going on, Chubb? Johnny Robinson, Danny Harrow, what's going on, brother? Keisha Walker Hassan, Angela Tyndale. Yes, they did. Angela D. Brown, Dede Judd, Kadeem Wright, Abu Bakr. Always, Tracy Powell, Alice George, holding the line. Thank you, Karen Brooks, we appreciate you. Maddie Davis, appreciate you. Sharonda Fleming, Shower Down. Takara Labati, good to see you back. Victorious Gary, South 9th Street representing Christine Denise Williams. Mickey Nilke Gibson, good to see you. Barbara Gibson. Uncle Willie Wiggins, nobody should be getting charged for COVID-19 testing, Barbara. You gotta check that out. You gotta let me know what that's about. Miss Ali, the tester free all over the city. Geraldine Davis, Luciana Pony. Yeah, I saw that. You Layla Russell, Roshan Batara, Lawrence Gibson, hold the line, brother. Thurcell Chisholm Williams, thank you. Annette Martinez, Mo said so. You right, no power. I'm about to talk about PSE&G today. I don't want to. I'm gonna have to say something, man. I was on the phone with the president of the company today. Angela Tyndale, Renee Pitt. How are you? Janice Dallas, Miss Linda Williams, Nina Bernabella, Chantel Darling, Tanya Roman, Alice Thomas, Michael Cotton, Cole Turner, Gladys Santana, good to see you here. City of Newark in the house, Rhonda Baker, Sharonda Baylor, Wanda Rodriguez, Larnell Holcomb, peace and love, Lisa Bebe Lisa, how you doing? Author Sharonda Mecca Global Baker, Jermaine Kelly, peace and love, bruh. That was Ernest Pugh. Y'all know Ernest Pugh. Rain on us, rain on us. Audrey Sykes, how you doing? Good to see you. Amen Ramadan. Keitha Colston Andrews, Amina Abdullah. Day 3, no power. I know. Mash Hogue. Mash Hogue, Christina Leyland. Shawanda Vicky Anderson. They made a little progress. I'm going to talk about it. Ilda Casero Barros, Luciana Poli. Shalika Mikey Thomason Liggins. Keisha Spencer. Lily Harris, how are you? Geraldine Davis. Donna Lee, how are you? Carissa, yo, these people get on here so quick, Don, you got to be quick. Some people wait. Tyrone Smith, Hakeem Williams, hold the line, brother. I'm standing strong as I can stand. Sam Young, peace and love, brother. Greetings to you, too, to the Central Ward community up there. Dorothy Cromer, Pamela Udit. Thank you. Yeah, we had special guests yesterday. Of course we did, Momo. They love me. They love me. Mildred loves me the most, though. Nafisa Kareem, Katina Leak, Adita Night Owl, Solomon, Fuskew Dinkins, Carry-On Brooks, Norma Gonzalez, how you doing? Deborah Patterson, how are you? How are you? Ruru Kassar, that's a new one. That's a new one. Thank you. Wayne Richardson, peace and love, brother. Fahim Muhammad, Tiffany Knoll, peace and love. Lakita Jones, Gwendolyn Bynum. Yeah, Ruru, it's getting really rough. And I know people are suffering. The light's been out for 3 days. I do want to say there were 19,000 homes without power. I think we're under 4,000 now, about 3,500. PSE&G is out working slow, but working, and having a difficult time right now. A little mismanaged, right now. A lot of issues going on. We just want them to remove wires from trees so we can get the trees out the street and transformers. One of our guys already got hurt. We do not and cannot remove trees with live wires or wires on the trees without knowing if they're live or not. PSE&G has to remove the wires. In some streets, there's a hold down transformer. Our people cannot touch those trees unless those wires are removed. They cannot touch those trees unless the wires are removed. Right now, I know they're working in a couple of areas in the west now in terms of trying to restore power. In the west and the north, I think when they move from there, they're going to go to Homestead Park and work on Homestead Park. But we are in contact with them, having conversation consistently about this. I think, usually we have everybody in person at EOC down on Clinton Avenue. Because of COVID, everybody was working remotely, calling each other on the phone. I think that process has not been good for us, for PSE&G responding to us the way they need to respond or used to responding to us. Calling and texting and trying to get people on the phone is not the same as having a physical body in the building with us in the EOC. It has been very, very difficult for us and frustrating for me. And I know it's got to be more frustrating for the residents that are stuck in their homes with a tree on their block in their way. Is one thing you don't have power. Is another thing you can't even get out because there's a tree or a transformer falling on your block that can't be removed. And I know most of the streets that are like that, I've been getting reports either from you or from my folks, but a lot from you. Lot from you. The police, oh God. Yo, you can always count on somebody, boy. The police are not on strike. There are 300,000 residents. So when you say the residents, are you talking about the 10 people you know or hundred thousands of people in the city? Right. So the police are not on strike. If you look, you can see, obviously, with the things that are going on, they have not been, probably in other places, but not here. So at the end of the day, we need to get PSE&G out to these sites. We're working hard to get them out there as much as we possibly can, but we cannot remove anything unless the power is out or the wires are removed, and we cannot determine that unless PSE&G says so. Again, call 973-733-6000, 973-733-6000 if you have a non-emergency, 973-733-6000. Even if you need assistance in terms of shelter or food or anything of that nature, you can call that number as well. Even if you need shelter or food because of this power outage, you can call 973-733-6000 or even 973-733-4311. 4311 folks will leave at a specific time, but 6000 will be there. You can call them when you need to. Again, there were 19,000 homes out. We're at 3,500 now. They're still working perfectly to get these homes, these lights back on, and importantly, move these wires off the street so we can move the trees out of the way. Our numbers today, we have 14 more positive cases. 14 more positive cases than we did yesterday. 14 more positive cases than we did yesterday, which gives us 430 since June 30th, and one new death. So 27 since June 30th. 27th, our death rate is not been growing as much as it has been before. Thank God. I mean, the positivity rate is not as high as it was either. Perfectly, that means our numbers are going back down in the opposite direction. But right now we have 14 positive cases than yesterday and one new death. 14 positive cases than yesterday, then one new death. Yep. So that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know, one thing I learned as the mayor, and every time I meet with somebody, they always say the community. Like they use the definite article. I was a teacher too, so the definite article "the" means that they are the prime or the only one in existence. So you say the, like the TV or the. When you put the in front of the definite article, the means you're talking about something particular and only that, right? So when you say the community, you are insinuating that there are no other people that you're talking about, that the community is just it. And you're usually talking about the 10 or 15 people you know, you talk to, you hang around. And every meeting I go to, people always say the community says this, the community says that, because I think they believe it gives them more power when they should say, the people on my block or my neighbors or the folks that I know, just to be honest and truthful, to allow us to respond to the issues the way they need to be responded to in a proper way. So, I always ask for clarity from people when they say stuff like that. And usually when people are saying that, they're not really trying to get the issue solved. They're just trying to make a point. And so I get it. I understand that. They're just trying to make a point. They're not trying to get the issue actually solved. They're just trying to make a point. Be it a positive point or a negative point, they're trying to make one. In New Jersey, we have 183,701 positive cases, which is 374 more than yesterday, and 13,996 deaths, which is 7 more than yesterday, 7 more than yesterday, 7 more than yesterday, right? So we have to continue to do the things we normally been doing. I'm telling you over and over again, we have to wash our hands. We have to wear our masks. We have to social distance, and we have to get tested. There is no other way around it. There's no cure. There's no vaccine. There's no other way around it. We have to social distance. We have to take tests. And if you haven't been tested yet, you should be. And people who have not been tested, send them to our testing sites and wear your mask. I went into a restaurant, a store, I should say, today to order out to go. I went in there and the people did not have on a mask or gloves that was making the food. I left, and that's what you should do. I told them that they should have on their stuff. I'm sending people over there, and I left. And that's what you should do. If you walk into a place and the folks in there don't have what they're supposed to have on, you tell them they should put it on, and then you should leave, right? And then make a call, which is exactly what I did. We are approaching 5 months since the first case that we had in Newark on March 14th. We are 5 months into this, y'all. 5 months, almost a half a year. 5 months. It feels like forever, but it's been going pretty quickly. 5 months since the first case on March 14th. March 14th. Now we are well over 8,000 people who have been tested positive at one point or another. Almost 700 people who have passed away just in the city of Newark alone. Obviously, we're not where we were in terms of March 14th. By the grace of God, we want to continue to move down. We got all the way down to about 4% in terms of our positivity rate. We moved from 68 to 4%. Then we moved up to 7%, right? 7%. And so we want to go back down. We don't want to continue to go up. We want to go back down. We want to go back down. So as a result of that, starting this Sunday, August 9th, everything in the city will close at 8 p.m. Everything in the city will close at 8 p.m. This will be in effect for 2 Sundays, and then we will assess what our positivity/infection rates look like to determine if there's more we need to do. So we're going to do this for 2 Sundays. If there is no movement, no budge on the infection rate, we're going to add Sunday and Monday. We're going to add Sunday and Monday. That's what we're going to do for the following 2 weeks. That's what we're going to do. If there's no movement in the other direction, we're going to add Sunday and Monday for the following 2 weeks. And we're going to monitor that. And if it continues, we're going to add some more days. And that's basically how we're going to go. We're going to gradually go back down or lock back up if this thing does not change. If we do not go back down, if we do not change our behavior, if we do not wear masks, if we don't social distance, if we don't report people who are not doing the right thing, if you're not getting tested, these are the things you need to do. You can't continue to go in stores and places and patronize people who do not do what they're supposed to do. Don't go to the beauty parlor at 12 o'clock at night. It's not supposed to be open. We close the beauty parlor down after midnight with people in there sitting around waiting to get their hair done. That shouldn't happen. And some of them did not have on masks. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. You should not be in a place like that. You should be reporting places like that. And you shouldn't be in a place like that. If you were in that place, you're jeopardizing yourself and your families, particularly since the youngest case that we've had that I mentioned yesterday was a 7-month-old child. A 7-month-old child has succumbed in New Jersey to the coronavirus, which means that our children are not exempt. And our children are not exempt from being sick, and they're not exempt from succumbing to this virus. It's important that we protect ourselves in that. If you have not been tested and you need to, and you need other people to get tested, you should tell them about our pop-up testing locations. Tomorrow, we'll be at Clinton Avenue Soundstage on the corner of Clinton and Peshon from 3:30 to 8 p.m. On Monday at Elliott Street School on Summer Avenue. We'll be there at 3:30 to 8 p.m. at Elliott Street School. Wednesday, Zion Hill Baptist Church on Osborne Terrace. Zion Hill Baptist Church, Osborne Terrace, at 8:30. And Friday at Oliver Street School. We're also doing antibody tests there. We're also doing antibody tests to see if you ever had the virus in your blood or not. Antibody tests can determine if you ever had the virus. Some of us get tested and we test negative now, but if you get an antibody test, you might find out that you actually have antibodies, which means though you tested negative now, you may have had the virus a while ago, days ago, months ago, or weeks ago, and you were walking around asymptomatic, which means you may have passed the virus on to someone else. You're walking around asymptomatic. The good news is scientists are now saying that if you have it and you have antibodies, that is unlikely that you can contract the virus again. Not impossible, but unlikely, highly unlikely that you can contract it again if you have the antibodies in your blood, which is a good thing and it's a good sign. It's a good sign. So a lot of the folks that have been asymptomatic who recovered from it possibly have antibodies are good. And they're saying even if you've had the virus after 10 days, you test positive after 10 days and you don't have any symptoms, and you're not taking medication or anything, that you're good to go and you're not infectious after 10 days, that you're not in fact infectious if you test positive and you have no symptoms after 10 days without medicine, you are not infectious anymore, which is good news that they new discoveries. I mentioned that before. It felt like I needed to talk about that again today. After 10 days, so that's good if you've overcome it, and so that means you're not able to transmit it to other people after that. There's some people who test positive for the virus months after they finish the quarantine. They're not sick anymore. They're still testing positive, and more than likely that's because you have the tail of the virus inside of you. You have a dead virus in you that is being detected by the test. The test is detecting the virus in your system, but it's not a live virus. More than likely, it's a dead virus, and you are not contagious as well. If you're still sick after all this time, you obviously need to consult with your doctor, your healthcare provider, or whomever it is. Even still, if you're not sick and you're still getting positive tests, I would go to the doctor and try to get that and figure that out as well. But ultimately, what they're saying is that you probably have a dead virus inside of you that is still being detected by the test. So after 10 days, if you're sick and you recover and you're not having any symptoms and you don't have to take medication, you are not contagious at this point, and you're good to go. That is the new guidelines from the CDC, the new guidelines from the CDC. But you have to get tested, folks. You have to get tested, and you must wear a mask. You have to get tested, and you must wear a mask. Today, the U.S. Census Bureau began in-person follow-up with Newark households that have not yet responded for the 2020 census. So today, the Census Bureau people are knocking on people's doors. If you haven't completed it yet, they'll come to your door. They should be masked up, and they should have a valid government ID. And I need to tell you this because I don't want people coming to your door who say they represent the census and they in fact do not. They should have a valid government ID. If you don't believe them, you can call a number 212-882-7100, 212-882-7100, 212-882-7100, and you can check the identity of the name of the person at your door with the government ID to make sure that this is the person that is in fact supposed to be knocking on your door for the 2020 census. If you don't want them to come to your door, you need to fill it out. If you fill it out, they won't show up to your door. That is www.2020census.gov, www.2020census.gov, or you can call them first at 844-330-2020, 844-330-2020. We have crews of folks going out ourselves. We are going to be registering people for the census ourselves, so you can also be on the lookout for that. And at all the testing sites, you'll be able to do the census at all of our testing sites as well. Remember, tomorrow at 5, not only are we going to go over the numbers, so tomorrow is going to be important. We're going over all of the numbers on at every zip code, and we have consulted with some national organizations to begin to help us analyze our numbers and analyzing how we can break these numbers down so we can do some specific work in specific neighborhoods, but also to compare our numbers to the state numbers, because the state are calculating numbers one way and we're calculating numbers another way. We want to be able to compare our numbers to the state numbers and figure all of this out. So tomorrow is going to be very, very, very important for you to tune in and listen to what I have to say tomorrow as it relates to the coronavirus in the city of Newark and the state of New Jersey, and which way forward, but also because we're going to have every captain of the precinct on, and the public safety director, and the chief of police, and Lakeisha Uri who's the director of Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, to begin talking about the uptick of violence at the end of July during COVID as well, and our community response, the police response, and a community response to that, and what that should in fact look like. If you saw the paper today and a couple of days ago, they say the police, somebody put a ridiculous thing up here that said the police on strike. They're not on strike. They've made a serious amounts of arrests. We did a press release. They did some last night. I just wish we could, transform our neighborhood and community and get it and turn it around and get our kids out of those things without resulting or depending on the police to solve some of these problems and get involved. But when people commit violence and do the things that they're doing, the police are expected to get involved. They should get involved, and they will get involved. So that's going to be a great discussion tomorrow. Please tune in and tell other people to tune in. Even people who've never tuned in before, they should tune in and listen to the discussion about policing in Newark, but also where we are in terms of COVID-19, our numbers and everything else in detail. We should be talking about that in detail tomorrow. It's going to be a very, very, very important meeting. Reminder, our community cleanup in the West Ward is Saturday, August 8th. You can pick your supplies up at the Boylan Rec. The dumpsters will be on Cliff Street between Richelieu Terrace and Oakland, Norwood, near South Orange Avenue, Woodbine, near Tuxedo and Parkway, Mountain View at Sanford, Palm Street at Sanford, 4th Street between Central Avenue and West Market, 12th Avenue near 10th, 6th Street and South Orange Avenue, 9th Avenue at 9th Street, Grand Avenue and South Orange Avenue. Hopefully we'll have our power back on by then, we'll be able to move those trees and certain those blocks that I named. I know for a fact there are a couple of trees in the way. We have to move those trees, and we can't move the trees unless the wires are removed first. So prayerfully, we can put a fire on PSE&G, figuratively speaking, get them excited about and moving these things out of our way here in the city of Newark, so we can get these trees out of people's way. Next Saturday, we'll be in the Central Ward cleaning up. And on the 22nd, the Saturday after that, we'll be in the North Ward cleaning up. We'll be in the North Ward cleaning up. And if you have time, every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, at 7 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram, we hold a daily back and forth call. Hold the line. It is hard and hard questions that come to me about the things that are going on in the city and the state and in the country. Hard questions that come to me. Hold the line every second and fourth Wednesday. Every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Here go the numbers again for those of you who just got on. 14 more positive cases than yesterday. 1 new death. That brings us to 430 at the start of June 30th and 27 deaths at the start of June 30th. 14 more. Yep. Those numbers, we'll be able to talk a little bit more in detail about those numbers tomorrow. So please stay tuned, and we'll be giving you your zip codes. We will be giving you your zip codes tomorrow as well. We'll be giving you your zip codes tomorrow. Yep. Wow, we're up here talking about deaths and all kind of stuff, and you have people get up here talking about put up their basketball rims. People, it just makes me sad, like frustrated, but also sad. Sad that this place has made us incredibly selfish. It's sad that in the midst of talking about the death of a 7-month-old child, that the thing that you can think of is put the basketball rims up. It just really doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense, y'all. It makes no sense. And we really should be thinking about how we save lives. And there should be nobody in groups, whether it's volleyball, basketball, baseball, tennis. There should be no groups. There should be no groups gathering around doing anything. If there's groups doing that, we're gonna close it, and we're gonna ask close it. We're gonna ask the people to close it down and get it closed down, right? We're gonna ask people to get it closed down. Yep. So that's what you should be doing. If you see people doing that, you should tell them they should not be in groups, no matter what they're doing, especially if they're out there with no mask on. If they're out there with music playing and they're dancing, and if it's Riverfront Park or Riverbank Park or Weekway Park or Branchbrook Park or Nat Turner Park, the city has been doing the same. All doing the same. And we're gonna make sure that people are safe. And people are gonna be angry, they're gonna be upset, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna continue to do it. We're gonna continue to do it until the numbers look right. And you can be upset, you can say all kinds of things, you can troll, you can get angry. We're going to continue to keep the things down until we believe things are in fact safe. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep doing that. Yep, we're going to keep doing it over and over and over again. And the last word I want to talk about, I want to address what Kenneth put this up here. To say that we're not addressing. So first of all, the power outage was because of the storm. The city of Newark does not have a button in the mayor's office to turn the power on. The power has to be restored by PSE&G. They have to be restored by PSE&G, right? And so PSE&G is out here restoring power. 19,000 power outages in Newark alone. I don't want to defend PSE&G. That's not why I'm up here. 19,000 power outages alone in the city of Newark. We're down to 3,500 3 days later. I wish they could have got them all fixed that night. They didn't. We on day 3, we're still on them, and they're out here. So I know they're out here because we see them and we talk to them. They're out here. Should they work faster? Yes. Do I wish they were more organized? Absolutely. Can they manage this better? 100,000%. Right? But they're out here, they're working. So to say they're not working and it's not being addressed is simply not true. They're out here doing what they can, given the resources that they have. The city has moved over 100 trees. There's still trees down on specific streets. And the trees that are down on specific streets are down because wires are on the streets. Because wires are on the trees. Wires and transformers. The city of Newark nor our vendors cannot move live wires or wires or transformers. PSE&G must do that. And until they do that, we have to wait for them in order to remove the tree. We already have one person that got hurt out here removing trees. We want to keep that number to 1. We are not touching trees with wires on them or transformers on them. We have told PSE&G 3 days ago, almost, about these places, and we are trying to get them to remove these wires. So I would tell you to be patient, but most of us have been, and these are trying times. You have COVID, it's difficult moments. People are locked in the house. They're not making the money they used to make. I understand the frustration, the anger. Trust me, you have the right to be frustrated, the right to be upset, the right to be angry. We're going to push PSE&G fast as we can, but to say that they're not addressing it is just not true. It's just not true. It's not true. It's not true. I'm angry at PSE&G, but I'm not going to lie and say they're not working. They are. They are out here, absolutely out here, and we want them to do a better job, 100%. But we have to. We have to wait for them to do that in order that we remove these trees. That's it. So that's what we are. We're going to continue to get on them. We have some more calls this evening, and I would advise you, if your stuff is out, to call PSE&G yourself. Keep calling them. Keep calling them. Keep saying what you say. Call the customer service line. Get on there. Tell them over and over again what needs to happen. The trees are down. The lights are out. Complain. When you don't pay your bill, they're going to turn your lights and your service off. If you don't pay your bill, they're going to turn you off. They're going to send you a warning, and then they're going to turn you off, and you're going to be down there wrestling with them to get them to turn you back on. They're going to do it. They owe you the same courtesy. The way they harass you, they call you, they send you mail to tell you to pay your bill. You ought to call them, email them, whatever you can, to tell them your lights is out, wherever you can do it, that your lights is out, the transformers are down, the tree is on your block. You should do it over and over and over again until they respond to it. The city is doing it, trust me. I had a conversation with the president of the company early this morning. Continue to do that. Yep. Continue to do that. So I want to thank everybody, too, all of the soldiers we have on here who are addressing stuff. It's just sad that our people still feel this way, addressing it, that we're focused on things that are so self-absorbed and not focused on our community as a whole. We're so self-absorbed. And the reality is we can't forego a month. We can't forego 2 months without self-pleasure, self-aggrandizement. We can't forego 2 months. 2 months without this. We can't forego 2 months. 2 months, no wild parties, no festivals, no large outdoor gatherings, no basketball tournaments. Hell, the NBA playing basketball with no audience. The baseball is playing baseball with no audience, and they still got sick. Baseball teams are still getting sick. They're playing with no audience, with nobody out there. We can't forego a month, 2 months like this, so that next summer we will appreciate what we're able to do next summer. If we can get rid of this thing this summer, before the winter, if we can get rid of this thing this summer, next summer we will appreciate everything we have, everything we'll be able to do, every conversation we have with our friends, every opportunity we get to gather, every party we get to go to, every event we get to cherish. We'll be so gratified and happy that we made it through this thing, in order that next summer and the summer after that is a grand one. But we're having a difficult time. The United States of America is having a difficult time trying to get through this. We're making up with all kinds of excuses, all kinds of conspiracy theories. We get overly angry and upset. Why? Because we can't go to the bar, because we can't play basketball, because we can't go to a party, because we would like to go to the beach, because of all of these things that are is about self-aggrandizement, It's about, it's all of these things, right, that we can't forego about our own self-pleasure, that we can't forego for a month or 2 months, simply, and wear a mask. We don't want to be inconvenienced for a month, 2 months. Wear a mask, right? It's too hot. It's too much. Like, we're going to blame everybody. I'm not wearing a mask because there's violence in the city. I'm not wearing a mask because the sanitation department didn't pick my garbage up. I'm not wearing a mask because I think the police are on strike. Like any mad excuse that we come up with, and anything besides keeping our communities and our families safe. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here in our thinking. I don't know how we got here as people. I don't know how we got here in these communities where we believe that fighting each other is more important than fighting this virus. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. And I see people up here going back and forth over frivolousness, over foolishness, when we really should be trying to look out for each other. And no, I saw a few people on here say, do you need food? Do you need water? Is your lights out? Can I help? Do you need masks? I have masks. You need to go get tested. Here's a testing site. I have extra milk. I have extra eggs. I have extra cheese. I have extra bread. Right here, I can help you. Right now, I know a place that can help you get your unemployment. Right? Did you get your COVID payment? I see a lot of arguing. I see some people on here, and praise God for those people who are injecting and engaging people about their life, their humanity, because they're Newarkers and they love Newark. And yeah, there are people up here who say, and I saw the argument, I'm a real person, but everybody don't put their name up here, right? So, but at the end of the day, we should be trying to figure out how to help each other. That's what this is about. This is about community. That's what Newark Strong means. How do we help each other? How are we helping each other get through probably one of the most difficult and devastating times that this country has experienced in the last 50, 60, 70, maybe 100 years? One of the most difficult periods where people are dying. Imagine if it was you who lost a 7-month-old child, or you lost your grandmother or your father. We lost 5 police officers during this time. Or you lost your uncle or your mother during this time. Or somebody in your family is sick and you're scared and you get on this thing and you listen to all these conspiracy theories and foolishness on here. Or you sick yourself and you're scared in your house and you're trying to figure out how to take care of yourself and take care of your family. Somebody telling you you have to go outside and do some jumping jacks and take vitamin D. And you're scared and you don't know what to do. And you come up here looking for support and family and assistance. That's what Newark Strong is. How are you going to help us assist one another? We're doing what we can in Newark. We're going to continue to do what we can. We're going to pull everybody over the finish line, as many people as we can. Those who want it and those we have to pull kicking and screaming. We're going to pull the people who obey and the people who disobey. The people who are following the rules, and we're going to pull the people over who at basketball tournaments with 5,000 people outside all on top of each other. We're going to pull y'all over the finish line too. We're going to do whatever we can to make you safe and everybody else safe at the same time, y'all. So please do what we can, man. And let's get rid of this and this thinking. And hopefully after COVID, it changes our persona, our demeanor, the way we treat and deal with one another. Our transparency, the way we talk to one another, the way we handle each other, the way we solve problems, the way we disagree even. We don't have to be nasty and ugly. The way we talk about different things, right? The way we talk about different things. No, since March, our first numbers in this city were March 14th. March 14th was our first numbers. I don't know what was going on in the rest of the country, but we had our first COVID case in March 14th. First COVID case was March 14th, right? March 14th. We were dealing with the United States government since February 2nd, the end of June. We were dealing with them, but because we had planes coming in from Wuhan. We had our first case March 14th in Newark. First case March 14th, and we've been on it since then. And I want to thank, and I just want to thank all of those. There are troopers on here, and I'm gonna start naming those troopers. G. Curison in Georgia King Village, a trooper. It's been troopers on here from the very beginning. My people's Momo been on here since the beginning. Troopers. I should have started that because I'm to name everybody. It's a whole bunch of people been on here. Troopers since the beginning. Every day, getting information, helping us out, talking to people. Making sure people are safe. Giving people advice. Giving people advice. Right? Giving them advice. Yeah. So I want to thank y'all, man. So I want to thank y'all. I just want to thank you. Let's everybody count for Gia. Let's count for her. Let's count for her. March 14th to April 14th, 1 month. April 14th to May 14th, 2 months. May 14th to June 14th, 3 months. June 14th to July 14th, 4 months. August 14th will be at 5 months. God bless y'all.